Our greetings, everyone. We are live. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all for joining us. I got to catch up. Got to play catch up the live streams and the regular guests. I was traveling, got back in yesterday morning from Senegal. Went to Sierra Leone to hit up Senegal. Then left Senegal. Had to fly to Paris. Had a layover in Paris. Then flew straight from Paris to Atlanta. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a little jet lagged, just a little bit. I'm gonna sleep good tonight, but I'm gonna make sure I get up in the morning, get me a workout in, break me a little sweat. You know what I mean? Go to the gym, pump some irons. Fitzgerald, people they'll sell like, I see these infomercials and these commercials of people trying to sell these workout systems with these resistant bands, but it ain't the same like just pushing iron. It ain't the same, Fitzgerald. You don't get that same pump like just pushing iron versus
I mean, true that. The older I got, I'm more into my cycling now, man. I mean, my last ride was like 28 miles. Ride before that was like 14. Ride before that was 28. So I think more so it's about getting heart rate up. Just getting the heart rate and the circulate. But yeah, you're right. There's a thing. There is a nice little zone you can enter when you're under that weight, man. But that's a younger man's game, dude. I do most of the work with the free machines. I'm probably going to start going resistance bands. I don't like all that joint pressure I used to do when I was. Can't hear you.
My bad. I'm 40 for sure. I'm 40. I still like.
Yeah, but you're also a former college athlete, so you have techniques, that the average person wasn't exposed to. I'm self-taught, man. I'm self-taught throughout all my regime. I experienced some pretty good gains in it because of my genetics, but a lot of times I'm self-taught. I didn't, for this day, I hate stretching. This day, I just don't believe in stretching whatsoever, man. And wonder why I get up sore, and have to lay on the floor with my back and stuff like that. But I never did like stretching. That's a huge thing. But I guess you do switch. I would like but just go with keep riding my bike, man. And if anything, I incorporate. I want to do swimming again. I used to swim. No, so that's about where I am like that. Anything that doesn't put really pressure on my joints. But you keep doing it, man. Obviously, you looking swole. I see, man. Even your face done got muscles on them, boy. You looking right. I mean, you pretty cool. I know. What do you be lifting over there when you go to Africa, man? They got your weight rooms.
I take my little resistance bands. I got like these resistance bands. I take those with me. This is what I do. I get up every morning in Africa. When I'm in Africa, I get up every morning. I do like 200 curls with my resistance bands. I do 200 push-ups, and then I do like the resistance bands I could put like behind my back and do a stop, man. So stop it. And I could do a chest press. But the thing is, I don't know why at the resistance bands, when they go across my shoulders, like my arms, they give me like a little scar right here. Like I don't it's weird on both sides. So I don't do the chest press too much. But I do my push-ups. I do 200 push-ups. Then I do arm curls. And I just do that every day.
I mean, the city of like Lagos. I don't know what city you mostly plant your feet in. You plant your flag over there, or Lagos, even Freetown. Look like they will have some gyms over there, man. I mean, it's a big population.
Lagos does. I mean, Freetown. They have. It's not too many gyms, but they got a couple. I mean, every city I go to, they got gyms. But I just, I just get up in the morning. I just, just do my thing with the do my thing with my whatchamacallit.
How about running? You get a chance to run a lot?
I don't do any cardio.
You don't do no cardio?
When I'm over there, I do no cardio. I don't know. I need to start. I don't do any cardio.
Okay, man. All right. Okay. Hey, I like to hear about when you come back, man. I'm quite sure the audience does too. Good evening, everyone. I want to hear about your trip, man. Tell us a little bit about
the trip was
flavor over there and everything. Was it harder for you to come back? Does it get harder for you to come back each and every time?
It gets harder, and it's just I don't know what it is for Joe. When I get back, I don't bounce back as quick. Like I like 2 days, I'm jet lagged. I don't know. That's why I like to, as much as possible, I like to fly direct from Africa back to America versus having a layover in Europe, man. Because going 6 hours in one direction and coming another 9 hours in another direction is too much.
Right.
Versus, when I'm usually when I go to Senegal, you can fly direct from Dakar to New York, but the direct flight was on like early Friday morning, like 1:05, and so I missed that flight. So I just took the Friday evening flight, but that flight went to Paris instead of the flight that I usually take that goes straight to New York. And that flight going straight to New York, that cuts down between going to Africa is like, say you're flying to Africa and you have a layover in Europe, your body isn't as tired. So, going, having a layover at another airport and leaving that airport, going to Africa, it's fine. But something about when you're coming back home and you go to Europe and you have like a 3-4 hour layover at the airport there, then you got to come back to get back, hop back on a plane and go through security and all the other stuff just to get back to America. Man, that's a lot, man, coming back. I don't know. I used to be fine, Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, I used to have no problems. But now I'm just like, man, I'm just tired.
Well, man, I'll let you know when I take my first international flight, of that distance and stuff. To see how it does. But I'm, definitely got some things I'm looking at, man. I'm that definitely have been lining long. But hey, man, meet any new friends over there? I mean, I see you had a citizenship coordination over there in Sierra Leone. There's like some people is happy with that. No.
Yeah. So we got I brought like 17 or 18 people. And 12 of the people, they're eligible for citizenship. So 12 people got their passports or Sierra Leone passports. So they're they're new Sierra Leoneans. So we got 12 new Sierra Leoneans. Guys, hit the like button, please, as you come to the chat room. Again, please hit that like button. So yeah, we got some new Sierra Leoneans. So I had a great time. Enjoyed it. It's just the hardest part is coming back.
Yeah.
Part of me, I don't want to come back, and another part,
which is indicative you feel like you're being treated very well there. Then, I just feel like the whole culture and aspects. So you see that because you definitely seem to really love the place, and they love you back, and there's things like that, man. Hey, did you pick up any new art pieces?
I did not. No, I didn't pick up any new art pieces. No, actually, I'm sorry. I did. I bought a mask. I bought another mask while I lived in Sierra Leone. I'm starting to leave my art in Africa and take it to Sierra Leone. So I have an office in Sierra Leone. So a lot of my stuff. I mean, I plan to make that my home.
Yeah, that's smart. How about your is that your Somalian tailor?
Senegal.
Okay, you check him out for a couple of things.
Yeah. He did a couple outfits for me. So
okay, cool, man. Cool. I see you have an interesting subject tonight.
Yeah, Fitzgerald. I just is the true kryptonite to the Black community. And what I'm starting to notice, Fitzgerald, and this is going on, Malcolm X, MLK, even though MLK, he wasn't assassinated by the hands of Black people. From my understanding, Fitzgerald, and well, you were young when MLK was around. You were still young, right, Fitzgerald? Like you were.
What's that?
I said you were young when MLK was around, or were you?
When Dr. King was assassinated, I believe, 67?
Were you were?
I was 3 years old.
Yeah, but okay. So, do you remember that at all?
No.
I
mean, no.
Because from my understanding, like there were still a lot of people in the Black community that didn't like him.
That didn't like it?
Didn't like him.
Well, you have to understand the culture and the times back then. I mean, had it would have been me, I don't think I would have been marching with Martin either. I would have been more with Malcolm.
There are a lot of people that didn't like Malcolm.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, okay. Let me at the work that they was doing, they had something else. I mean, they had something else. Love to hear. I have a philosophy that has gotten reiterated, man, since the death of Mr. Kevin Samuel. You know, I heard Dennis.
We're gonna get into that too. But go ahead.
I heard Dennis Sperlin speaking, and I'm really going to take this on my mantras, especially now. You know, just said ignore the critics. You know, just keep building. You know, and I really need to hear that again. That's the thing. I know. You know, sometimes you get drawn into a pissing contest. You know, where people have stuff to say just to hear themselves talking. You know, it really is really not worth you coming off your wall, man, even to address them. I mean, because it just distracts you, man. I'm just learning a lot to let people, you know, just talk what they are. I know what I'm about. I know what you're about, and know what the cause and purpose, what I have to do. Now, in my thing, man, they get too vulgar. They get so saying like, hell, I just block them off my channel. I ain't even interested in trying to debate with. Now, I don't mind spirited conversation. I don't mind, you know, good, respectable, sometimes even heated debate. But when you start going over into the name calling, the belittling, and all that kind of stuff, you know, which detracts away from the solution, male or female, man, I just don't see the purpose of dealing with you. I mean, definitely, I just, you know, on my channel, find ways to win. I just block you. I mean, I don't even have that, because, you know, with what I'm trying to, if you're not contributing to the solution, you're definitely contributing to the problem with me. And but that's a powerful lesson. One of the many powerful lessons we learned from this great man's life. And yes, I did say great man with Mr. Samuels, as far as like that. You know, I'm saddened, you know, at his death. You know, he was putting black man in a stage, you know, that most of the other media outlets, the white media outlets, and a lot of other different culture, the Asians, the Spanish, and the Arabic, they're not going to show black people that they, you know, as far as they're concerned, Dynash, you and I are anomalies in what we do. But there's plenty of black college educated men who stick with the house or raise their children, men who are you know, who are entrepreneurs and business owners, you know. You know, but as far as I understand, there's a stat like I think it's like of black men. I forget what the stat came from. So like 51% of us don't have children. I fit in that. You know, I fit in that, and so I think what we want to do, man, is just keep building. You know, just and I would say to anybody in the audience, because I know there are some creators and content creators, and say, you know, come through here. I see Brandon come in from Pan-Africanism. Hey, how you doing, man? You know, just, you know, you're going to get the haters to get down off the wall and start talking. Yeah, this and that, and that. You know, the truth doesn't have to be defended. The truth does not have to be defended at all. You know, it's just the truth. Now you got to lie, or you got to illogical or emotional debate and stuff like that. You don't defend it with truth. You defend it by talking louder, or you defended other stuff. I mean, it's just high time. And I just believe, you know, practically every content creator, you know, or everyone who has something, a mission. I just believe, you know, if it's something to a platform you control, just block them, just get rid of them. You know, just go. If people say, no, you hiding truth, you want to, no, it's not a matter of hiding truth and stuff like that. We're hiding toxicity, because, you know, look at all this throat grabbing that's gotten us nowhere. You know, so, you know, that man put a very positive light on black men, had us looking at a lot of things like that, and put a lot on the plights of black women and stuff. You know, I think he was more so like a healer. Some people say, well, he didn't like, we didn't like, he was mean. You know what? A lot of, a lot of stuff we as black men, we have been down the most demeaned, probably of anyone on this earth. It was still very much, you know, seen as some type of scapegoat that people think they can do everything with us, and but we seem to be a huge threat. I don't know about all the rest of the world at large. I could just only speak for the world I live in here in the United States. But we seem to be demeaned, but we are dang sure hated and feared and admired, all in one sense. You know, it seems to be something against us having a positive image about ourselves, or something against us coming together as a group. It seemed to be some types of sources, you know, and whether it's from other groups, whether it's from women who look like us, or, you know, definitely other cats, there seem to be some people don't want that happening. And, you know, and this, No, so a lot of times we get drawn out in things, man, that just don't benefit the cause. I mean, you got to be about trying to move yourself forward. So that's what I think. And one thing, and the final thing I want to say about Mr. Samuel Prince, his legacy is going to live forever. Well, this man will be studied in colleges 100 years from now. I promise you that. If 100 years from now they don't have him playing it as white, you think I'm joking with that? Okay, because what he was trying to do, he had sparked a movement. He wanted to go so many ways, but sadly, his life was taken. And for those who can laugh, and when the death angel visits a man's house, can celebrate that. Can celebrate that at this thing, man. You're sick, and don't be surprised when the same thing comes to your house and people gonna do you the same dang way. I mean, it's just wrong. I mean, what I look at, you may not, you don't have to hate you don't have to like the message. But you definitely don't hate the messenger. I mean, I just don't see any benefit far as within that. So we got a couple things been going on, man, since you've been here. Inflation's out of socket. I mean, $100 bill is literally the new 20. No, literally the new 20. You think you had $100? You're doing something. $15 in my little 4-cylinder RAV4 SUV, man, that won't even put a quarter of a tank in. But I mean, it's just so. But prices going up. We got to figure out ways to get our income up and figure out ways to get our other options, i.e., passport, land somewhere else to stay ahead of this thing, man. And so that's my little, I guess, little 10-minute thing like that, man. But it's you asked the question, is the truth to Black people, the community.
I mean, Fitzgerald, you got to understand. So, guys, hit the like button again. Please hit that like button.
I've hit it, Prince. I was the first one to hit it.
I know. But you have Kevin Samuels, who advocated for Black men and Black women getting married. Marry before you carry. Black men getting their stuff together. Black women getting their stuff together. Black women understanding that, listen, so all these women will call in a Kevin show saying they want a 6-figure man. That's only like 1 or 2% of the population. So him saying, hey, you got to be realistic. But he was demonized.
By mostly Black women.
And that's the point I want to get to. Malcolm X was killed by his own people. Nipsey Hussle, trying to do the right thing, was killed by his own people. In death, Kevin Samuels doing the right thing about his own people. He's demonized. It's like it's our own people who attack the people who try to who share the truth. Let me this court mass outside his mom. So give me like 2 minutes. But go ahead, Fitzgerald.
No, I mean the heart is truly revealed in moments like this. I mean, but that shouldn't stop you, man or woman, for whatever vision in your heart that God has placed there, that you're really working on something you believe is going to be the betterment for you, your group, the society in general. That doesn't mean that you don't keep going out there and putting your best foot forward, and definitely believe enough to not stop and continue that great work that you're doing. If you're going to be great, if you're really, really going to be great, then you're going to be real great, life impacting, whether with yourself, your family, you have got to learn how to take criticism. And on the second note of that, you've got to learn how to ignore criticism. You got to be just to push it to the side and just and keep on task, keep on your mission. You can't be worried about getting your feelings hurt, or you definitely can't be worried about hurting people's feelings. And I'm not saying about doing it in a malicious manner, but you want to be aware that it takes courage to build something great, and it definitely takes courage to maintain it. And you got to ask yourself before you strike out on any endeavor: do you have the will, and do you have the will, and do you have the heart, and do you have the ability to finish what you started? And you gotta really take a good look at yourself. If you don't I suggest you don't start, because you're going to receive criticism. That truly is a process of life. Now, do we like it? No, I mean, I certainly don't. As a human being, who does? We seem to thrive more on praise, but you're gonna have to learn how to do that. You're just going to have to learn how to ignore those people, those processes, those individuals that are simply not supporting the vision that you know how to do, especially if it's a righteous one, if it's a noble one, if it's life changing, if a possibility to have life altering effects, global effects. You owe it to yourself to be willing to get out there and walk alone. If it's truly something you want to do, if it's truly something you must do. So when the host asks, is true kryptonite to the Black community? Well, all depends on what truth is being expounded upon. A lot of truth that I'm seeing it when it comes to, okay, this is what the course of action we need to do to present a better collective product. That seems to be kryptonite, because there's so much division in that. And when it comes to with our political ideology, a lot of times we're very much divided on that. We don't seem to think that it's okay for us to get something out the deal when we give our votes, when we give our votes to get something ideal, like every other constituent does, like every other group does. Somehow it seems to be wrong for us. We sometimes blind vote, just because our family members did that, or that's what they did, without really looking at the issues and seeing how they affect us. Once again, I'll talk about the United States. That's the most experience I have with my talking this time. I'm quite sure other things are going on in many other parts of the world, but I'm not abreast enough to speak of those matters of any intelligence, because I simply don't know. We seem to forget that male is pitted against female in our community, and and all these divisionary tactics, that doesn't do us any good, that keeps us fragmented. So yeah, that so it's a little, I don't want to use the word astonishing. It makes perfectly sense when you put it like that. When it seems like this, we have the Democratic Party, and Black media is a lot of times showing the Democratic Party what they truly are. Far as to the Black community, they're strictly moved on an enemy towards them. Am I advocating the Republicans? Not necessarily so, but what we need to start learning to move out of interest. And Dynast, I said it one time before, man, and I believe it with everything in me, dude. I don't really have time to wait to try to convince some people who seemingly don't want to go. I'm looking for individuals who say, hey, you know what, man, Amir, let's, you're set up over here. Okay, how do you do it? Show me what to do. How can I bring over here? So I'm not trying to go. I've realized you can't take the masses with you. Right. And I realize you can't make someone want something better if they don't want it better for themselves. I realize, if you see something as detrimental, if you see something detrimental to your man or your woman, or you're put at the expense of great another thing, Democrats promote the hell out of Black women. Okay, but leave Black men out to dry. Okay, but always something like that. And the Black women seem to think they're being so empowered by that. No, you're not. You're being used by that. So with my take in it, okay, let's get ourselves in a system where, hey, you have your own business. You have your own means to travel. You have your own means to set up somewhere. You have your own different passports where you can have options. So that's all but that's one of the things I'm advocating. But when you say that, it seems to be like you're insulting. When you say that, when someone long comes wants to give off a good wisdom as far as to us as a people, once again, talk about primarily this country, it seems to be their fault. Seem to be there. We all of a sudden we think we're good. We're too good now. All of a sudden we think we're better than the next person. If we all of a sudden, if we want to get out and leave lower environments, and we get out, we don't forget where we come from. They ain't right. I don't want to forget where I come from. If I'm being woke up by bullets, why would I want it? Why would I want to remember that? Why wouldn't you want better? And I come to the conclusion, Dynast, it's not meant for everybody to go with me. All you can do is first secure yourself, secure your family, the ones that want to go with you, and build something. And your tribe is those who are like-minded to your cause. That's what I believe. No, that's what I believe. I'm not going to try to push my truth on anybody. It's just what I'm finding out work for me, because time is short. I mean, we hear people dropping like flies. I mean, whoever would have thought? We thought we'd probably be listening to this guy tonight with Mr. Sang. He's gone. He's gone. However, his work will live on. The hater and the critic, they don't have that. They don't have a legacy like that. So their main job is just to tear down the legacy of builders. And so, ladies and gentlemen, don't fall into that. And so, Prince, that was my introduction, man. And hopefully, lit a fire under someone who's thinking like, hey, I don't want to be laughed at. Well, get rid of that. You're not going to build anything great if you ain't willing to take the laughter, and you ain't willing to take the misunderstanding from both family, friends, and foe. Get ready to do that. If you quit when it's tough, and you're one of those, when if you're one of those who just you believe one day you don't believe anything, and you think you can, the next day you think you want, you're not going to build anything, and you are going to be exactly where you are right now. No, you're going to be worse, because 10 years from now you'll be 10 years older with 10 years less time. It's time to get on about the things. Dynast, I ain't trying to take everybody with me, man. I have a thing. I told you about a country I was when we talked last night, man. And notice I didn't say about bringing anybody down there. I didn't say anybody. Somebody want to come.
I'm gonna come visit you though. I'm gonna come visit.
Well, I'm serious, because knowing me, man, I find what I need there and stuff like that. But I just don't see spending the remainder of my life in this country. I just want to go somewhere where I could have another experience. I'm not. Should I say better? I'll let you know when I get there. But I just want to see, just see what else is out there, because I don't think we're necessarily the greatest game in town, especially with a whole big world out there, that's yet to be explored. So that's my take, man.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Darku, go ahead and unmute yourself, Mr. Darku.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I just want to say that we keep reliving the same bad movie, the same bad dream over and over and over again. I mean, we've seen this already again, from the Bible to the Quran. Like for the most part, we're living in the last days of a dying empire. The West is going the way of the dodo bird. Right now, we're on the Titanic. Those of us that see it, we're all looking for the lifeboat. We're all looking for other places to be able to go once the other shoe finally drops. And the people that don't want to see it are never going to see it. So if there's anything that's come from, like the situation with Mr. Samuels, is that save who you can. Those that are ready, they've already been ready. They were just waiting for somebody to show them the way. And then the rest that want to party till the ship sinks. That's just how it's got to be. It comes to a point you got to cut the wheat from the chaff. We're all not going to make it, and for the most part, I made my decision years ago that for the most part, the ones that try to save everybody, they're the ones that stress themselves out to the point that they fall out, and they die on the sword. At the end of the day, save yourself, save your family, save those who want to be saved. If you could save some young people, save them. But other than that, we got to build our nation, and we got to build for the future ourselves and those that want to build with us. We can't drag, Moses had to kill off the old people for 40 years in the desert, to cut away the old thinking, the bad thinking, and all the old people in order for them to build Israel. So at the end of the day, that's pretty much what we got to do. Dynast, you already have your people, just little by little, one by one. If you get it, maybe a few couple thousand, start with that. So that's all I got to say.
Mr. Darker, let me ask you a question. This question also goes to the audience. And please correct me. Please correct me if I'm wrong, or give me an insight, because I know I'm not wrong. On it appears to me that, especially in the area of men, and I see this seems to be worldwide. Every time a man, a great black man rises up, the try to empower our people in the greatness and wake them up and stuff like that. Seems like the price for that empowerment of people is that man's life, or that
I
man's.
mean, we see. I mean, yeah.
I can look at it from Patrice Labamba to Mr. Thomas. I think
It's gonna sound cool. The Fitzgerald, like I said before, I don't know what it is, Fitzgerald, but the black community globally is we just have this sellout culture. I don't know what it is, Fitzgerald. Globally, it's globally sellout culture.
I'm talking about our men just get removed. I mean, they just
Well, that too, right?
Steve Biko, with South Africa, Malcolm Shabazz over here, Megrad Everest over here, Dr. King over here, and a host of other people, Khalil Muhammad. The only one that I see that we still have, and I don't know, not unless she's just divinely protected, which I think is, that would be the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He's
for one, he has a nation and he has an army. So
say that again. Say that again.
He has a nation and he has an army. So he's a lot harder. He's a lot harder to get than, for the most part, and I don't know if it was the Bible or there was someplace that I read that the devil's legions is many, but the prophets are usually few and far between. So most of the time the prophet is only one, and he has to go up against an entire nation or an entire legion. So when a nail stands up, they see it. When somebody stands up and they're able to change the narrative and they're able to change, because he was affecting a lot. People don't understand. He was affecting a lot of people's money. I mean, the lady that just came on, we had stories of ladies telling us that there were preachers the past week that were basically dogging this guy and basically just like defiling this man's name, saying how he deserved to die and all this other stuff, like preachers all over the country. So he was stopping a lot of money and a lot of people that were basically using and abusing, because remember, what he was putting out there, what I'm saying, like other people that were saying the opposite weren't getting the money that they were normally getting, while everybody was focused on Kevin. So a lot of people, from the political parties to the to the preachers, to all the people that basically make money off of men and women being divided, or over women, they taking their men to court. I mean, there were women that were thinking about divorcing their husbands that did not. That there were women that were in custody battles that were able to make amends with their. He was bringing a lot of people back together. You know what I'm saying? And when you do that, that's billions of dollars that's being siphoned off. He was offered $10 million deals to come on television, but he already saw the game plan and he already saw that it was a way for them to like buy him off, and he wasn't going for it because he was already making his own money and his own moves. Like you said before, if you go to Dennis Sperling, he's one of his closest partners. He explains it all. Like the lady that everybody's trying to say was some one night stand. He'd been talking to that woman for over a year. Like she was actually visiting him. Of one of the, he was planning on making her his main woman and potentially marrying her. He was talking to Dennis Sperling about that this might be the one. So the man's body's not even cold and they're already disparaging his name. They're already dragging his name through the mud and making all types of false accusations when they don't even know what happened. This is a man that was able to survive, Hodgkin's lymphoma, cancer, very serious cancer in his 20s. He was always taking medicine, and when you go through chemotherapy, your organs are already weakened. So but people are saying he was taking drugs and all this other stuff, like basically just destroying this man's name, to try to diminish his power and trying to basically make it so that people wouldn't listen to the message. So all this is just a major conspiracy. But the good thing about this is that a lot of men in the manosphere. We have lawyers, we got financial people. There's a lot of smart people, and in this space, we're a lot more savvy and a lot more connected than they think we are. So there's gonna be that. This is not gonna be the last. This is not gonna be the last they hear about his message. A lot of people in the manosphere are coming together. We're going to be building institutions to basically make sure that not only do we spread his message, but we actually spread the message of basically trying to save as many as we can, and that's it.
Great. Thank you for your response, Mr. Duel. Can we hear from you?
Sure. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, can you hear me now?
Sure can. Thank you for coming aboard. Love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, just on the topic, I totally agree with everything that you were saying earlier. I think on a global level, because I'm not in America, that generally speaking, a lot of the Black community tend to have a I don't know what you would call it, but yeah, kryptonite to the truth, especially when it comes to politics, especially when it comes to gender dynamics. And it's hard to explain why that is, but I usually try to attribute that problem to either, I would say, the church as well as the mosque. I think a lot of the times these days, less so the mosque, but the church, I think nowadays seems to profit off Black women. They seem to profit off the Democratic Party.
Still there? Still there? Okay, look like we lost you. Hopefully we reconnect back with you in there. What? Oh man. Okay, Mr. Darku, unmute yourself to and I want to talk to both of you guys and all this. I want the youngers to talk to me as an elder. I'm not too far from 60 years old. I'm at a point right now. Okay. I want peace, not at any cost, but I just want to enjoy the remainder of my life. I already know what Black people are going at each other's throats. Women, men, especially women attacking Black men. The violence that comes from that, it's replaying the Willie Lynch letter for real. And if you don't know about that letter, please research it. It's right out of his page. He said if this stuff was implemented properly, it would last for 1,000 years. And the man seemed to be right. He really went for the white slave owner who had a plantation down in the Caribbean. He just devised this demonic writing to go ahead and then keep Black people in mental slavery. So it seems to be playing out right now. But to get back, not to detract from my question, and this is also the audience too, because I really love the comments. I want to read them even after the stream is over. Okay, at my close. I'm older in my life now, not too far from retirement. I have some plans to spend a considerable amount of my time out the country. Is probably somewhere, somewhere where warm breezes and palm trees is blowing. Have be a simpler life. Plant a garden. Get a nice woman. Just live the drain of my life, what I call in peace. Now, I'm not advocating not doing anything, just solely focus on myself. But right now, man, we get tired because look like with this division and seemingly falling back, losing more gains, as far as within the housing markets, the income markets, the all type of things like that. You just want to go somewhere, man. I want to be in peace. How do you talk to a cat like me who has a lot of experience, who has skills that can be used you know, to help the cause. How do you convince guys like me, man, you know, to re-engage back in the fight? Like, you know,
Nah, nope.
I don't, or I just want to go. I just want to be.
No, brother. I'm telling you right now, go. You know what I mean? You've done your work.
You know what?
Absolutely.
The thing about that, gentlemen and audience, that's exactly how I feel, and I ain't caring. You know, with this
But
move,
can I say? Sorry, can I just say something? I would say that people like you will be far more impactful in places which you will be much more needed. Places like in Zanzibar, places in Africa, which would appreciate your skills, would appreciate your wisdom, and also like coming from a developed world like America, I feel like you've got a lot to share to the people in Africa. I think people there would really appreciate you more than they would appreciate you in where you are right now.
And
well,
for the
I
most
thank
part,
you for the comment, but I also failed to say this. But my heart is for the youth, man. I love talking to the young people. You know, 14 to 26. Well, that's very young to me. You know, just trying to paint a vision for them of what the possibility, what they could be, what they could be, what they could achieve.
I think
I'm really important in that.
I think the Caribbean youth and the African youth would appreciate you a lot more, because I think you'll be far more impactful there.
Well, Mr. Duel, I have an interesting concept for you. I appreciate me. I appreciate me. I don't want to say I don't want to say what go somewhere where I'm celebrated. You know, it's not like
celebrated. That's the word I was looking for. Celebrated.
Somewhere I feel at peace. Somewhere I feel like I can walk down the street, you know, talk amongst people, look with me, meet the city elders, you know, sit down, keep my mouth shut, learn for them, learn their customs, learn different ways of living, cooking, reacting, interacting. You know, just I'm a historian, scholar, and I want just somewhere I could, you know, just get around another culture who is actually doing it right and have a society that seems to support that. I just want to be in that, because when you live in this bizarre world like we call the West here, the United States, man, it becomes like the abnormal becomes normal.
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's the reason why. That's the reason why a lot of people are, you know, all of a sudden going insane. You know, driving through people, and I mean, everybody's on a hair trigger. You know, I mean, you bump somebody or you step on somebody's shoes, they're ready to kill you. I mean, that anywhere else in the world is insane. You know, to bump somebody and they're ready to kill you. But over here, it seems normal. I mean, every day there's a mass shooting somewhere. Every day it says somebody shooting somebody stabbing somebody off of nothing, off of trivial stuff. So I already see the writing on the wall. I'm trying to make my move over to Dubai. You know what I mean? Because Dubai right now is the central. Everything is going east. You know, all the business, all the money is moving eastward. You know, to Dubai, China. You know, the Mediterranean. So Dubai is the central hub where you can go anywhere in the world from there and be able to do a lot of business. There's a lot of businesses that are coming from different countries and setting up offices there. So that's my goal, and that's one of my one of my ships. You know what I'm saying, and one of my life rafts that I'm looking to move to. Go over there, you know, move my business there, and then from there I can go anywhere I want, from Africa, Asia, the Mediterranean, and that's what I'm looking to do, because I know for a fact America's over. It's been done. I mean, right now.
Well, but that's America be over. But my life is not over yet until the Almighty calls me home. But I had the distinction of working at the airport in the city that I live in. You know, and you know, man, I see people from all over the world come in, and you know, and I interact with them with my job duties. You know, ladies and gentlemen, they don't seem to be frowning. They want to come here because they consider America a vacation spot, America the place to go. But you know, I'll talk about people from. I met a brother from Nigeria. It seemed like he was so peace today, man. He was just gliding across the of the floor, just a tranquil, calm spirit. In the same way I can say with the Germans or the British or the Cubans, you know, who come from Havana and stuff like that. And I don't sense they have all that uptightness. Now they could, I don't know, but it seemed like, you know, when I read their energy prior to here. Seem like, man, like they just go through live their life. One thing I noticed about, it's like, this didn't hit me till a couple of weeks ago when I was working in the section with my job with international flights. I noticed something like the black Latinas and the Spanish people who can look every bit like Dynast and I. They don't even, their aura is totally different from the American blacks. I mean, totally different. I mean, speak fluent Spanish. That's their first language. The ways they deal with their families, the way they deal. Now you can see you can see a white Hispanic, an Indian Hispanic, and a black Hispanic. But man, they move in. The way they deal with each other, culture is almost like peace. The families seem to be tight. The when people come in the airport and they wait for family members, man, they up there with the balloons and the cars and celebrate someone come home. It's almost like an alien. As far as like that. So I want to get around vibe like that. I want to get around something. So I personally think, and Dynast, go ahead and chime in after this point. I personally think that would add years to my life. Likewise, if I continue to stay in this type of environment, I think it's going to take years off my life. I really believe that. Because you get yourself where you're so wound up, man. And, you don't know who to talk to. You got all this unnecessary stress. You got all this other stuff. But tell me, how do people, who seemingly don't have these six-figure incomes, who are not out there driving the Maseratis or the Porsches or anything else, no thank to you, Dynast, or doing a scene to be married to the same woman, seem to have a multitude of kids and everybody happy and it's good, and not the real big house. How they always seem to be so happy when we say we couldn't live off a fraction of that, and maybe the society's put us there. But I want that. I want that for my life. And you get very addicted to peace. You get very, very addicted to feeling good. Right now, just for certain situations, certain people, certain topics of discussion, it's like acidic to me. It just literally, I feel headaches coming on. I feel like man, dude, I'm too dang old to get this wound up. I just want to leave that away, and get somewhere where I can be in peace. And now, what would it be like instead of walking in my apartment, closing the doors off? What would it be like to walk out in all the areas from the beaches to the library and still feel that? I mean, that's
Dynast, I just wanted to add to that. What would it be like to retire in Sierra Leone? How much would it really cost for a person of, like, say, my father's age would be probably roughly Stefan's age? Because, I think you would have a good input on that. What would it cost to retire in Sierra Leone?
I would say if you want to live comfortably, $2,500 to $3,000 a month.
$3,000 a month in Sierra Leone would be a good retirement.
Yeah. Maybe a little
how much
bit
are
less.
roughly? What would be the house prices if you want to buy a house?
The thing is, if like Freetown, as far as like renting a home, it's expensive. Like Freetown's expensive. I mean, you're looking at.
Why is that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, Freetown is expensive. Because you're looking at like 1,200. Like I'll say this: people keep sleeping on Nigeria. As long as you got a 24-hour generator, you good. As long as you got a generator, you good. Because you can rent for the year a nice home in Lagos or Ibadan for $3,000 for the year. For the year.
Did you say a year?
For the year.
Where you living?
You living in a good house, nice house. $3,000 for the year.
Okay.
As long as you got a generator, you keep that electricity going, you good.
Man.
It's just the only issue is that comes up. It's just, I'll be honest, man. Black Americans are probably one of the most unhealthiest groups on the planet. Diabetes, this ailment, that ailment, this ailment, that ailment. So the question that comes up is, okay, if I retire, where my doctor at? And that's a good question. That's a question I can't answer because I don't know If you got dialysis, I have no clue where you could go. And like,
that could be a really. I personally think that's a very good.
I don't know, because I mean, when I'm over there, when I'm over in Africa, like the ailments we have here in America
doesn't exist there.
They really don't have over there. Like that.
Is there a global I guess continental health insurance in Africa? What's the landscape like for health insurance in Africa?
I haven't really looked at it. I know in Nigeria they have like a health insurance, but as far as how it works and co-pays and all that, I'm not sure. I don't know. You know, I'm not sure. It's really, I need to dive. You know, I'm glad you brought that up. Next time I go back, I'm going to dive more into like the insurance portion, as far as like,
because I would pay for health insurance when I'm going to Africa this June, and that's the one thing I've always been really scratching my head about. And if there was like a comprehensive, clear health insurance that I could like get on board with, I would gladly pay for that. But the only problem is like it's hard to find information in Africa. There is no directory, like there is no information that you can easily access. You know.
I mean, Dynast, we can't deny that. We have to have certain things in place. I mean, you have to be able to see proper doctors. You have to, you know, so many other things you do, especially as one gets older. Don't make, I'm dealing, you know, with right now. I'm dealing with like a raw vegetable, raw fruit diet, you know, and you know, stuff. And so I pride myself at the age I am, you know, in very good shape. You know, I don't really have much of problems at all. But you know what? I know I'm getting older, man. You know, and just so it's just a matter of time catching up with the body. So you want that. It's a whole lot of things to think about when you get ready to go to these places. Many of us will say, hey, we really would like to travel, leave somewhere else and go places and stuff. That's all dandy and good, but it has to be well thought out. I mean, I guess the expert, and I truly mean expert, Dynast, would be like, this is for you, and you know, to do a show on this topic, you know, because you got to put a lot of those things at ease. I mean, you know, I'm American, man. There's certain services I'm used to acquiring. There's certain use of things I'm used to doing. Could I get used to a simpler life? Of course. I mean, of course, but not a hindering life. I mean, I know if I need to pick this up and I need to call back home and something going back on here right there, it need to work. You know, I mean,
to tell the truth, guys,
I need to have a stable banking system. You know, if I get ready, you know, to move my money and everything, I need to know that I have some type of protection as a foreigner, because I will be a foreigner there without citizenship. What all does that mean? So that's something, man. I'm requesting that you do a show about, because you know, and I can't think anyone better to do that than you. Because you know, you have that experience of traveling over there, you practically living over there and everything like that. But I think that's one of the things that a lot of people need put at ease. Now me, man, shoot, I'm ready to go. I figure it out when I get there. But I'm going to have paper. Understand, when I go there, I'm going to have paper, because my dad.
I'll tell you this right now. Like Kenya just built like the largest, the largest, most modern hospital right now in Kenya right now, whereas it's got like a 500 bed hospital and Kenya is coming up. I mean, Kenya is practically the next 5-10 years is going to be, you know, upwards like a first world, you know, like they're already a first world nation now, but now they're really making that place into like, you know, better than even South Africa. So I would say if there's a place that you want to go where you want to be able to have all the modern amenities of being in America, but then have a relaxing place, Kenya is probably the place to go, you know, because even what's her face, that Jamaican model, what's that famous Jamaican model, what's her name?
Naomi Kobe.
No. Like she's been in the game since like the 90s, like the famous Jamaican model. She was like throwing her cell phone at people's heads and stuff. Naomi Campbell. She's got a whole mansion on the beach in Kenya. Huge.
Yeah. No, a lot of people have a lot of celebrities have have like resorts in Kenya for sure.
Yeah, like
A
they're
lot of
living
celebrities have
they're living
resorts
real
in
big
Kenya.
out there, and for the most
Yeah.
part, cell phone, electricity, everything is like top notch, and like they're
Yeah.
building hospitals, like they're in bed with the Chinese heavy. So
Yeah,
like
yeah. I mean, all of Africa is in bed with the Chinese heavy.
yeah, but I mean, but Kenya and Tanzania, they started earlier than everybody, and
Yeah.
like
I,
their
I would
role.
say I would say if you're interested in the language, like if you're interested in like speaking English, I would say Kenya. Not many people in Tanzania speak English. Kenya, there's way more people in Kenya that speaks English than Tanzania.
Well, I think this is part of this truth that we're saying that the topic matter with Black people it's true to Kryptonite. And I'm going to put a spin bar on this. It's not Kryptonite to me. I'm concerned about dealing with the individual first, then the whole, and the whole has to be comprised of individuals who have like-minded, like wills and anything. Like I ain't trying to save the world. You know, I mean, I want peace. I want to enjoy the remainder of my life, you know, around a good atmosphere, around a bunch of people that I can thrive around, you know, that I can really vibe around and just be myself, that I can feel like I'm doing something that matters. Not that I don't feel like that now, but that's why I see it, you know. So I like to definitely thank the various guests and the host for sharing this. So I want to hear what Mr. Will has to say, because Prince, I'm going to get out of here in a little bit.
Okay.
And I appreciate it. Please don't end this stream just because I'm gone, man. But you know, that I guess that's where I am. I'm not. Someone wrote on here a very interesting comment. I want to give respect to it. But Justy Simpri, forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. It's not intentional. Mr. Stevens, American way is not the only way. We agree. Black Americans have strived to assimilate. We agree. Once out of the U.S., I learned that there are other ways to live. I can see your point. Don't bring toxic capitalism with you. Now, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. No, with that,
yeah, I don't know.
But hey, no, I don't want to tear this person down. I mean, the person. See, this is what we're talking about. You know, we don't have to be agreeable on everything, but the individual is very respectful, and I respect that. And he has opinion. Okay, no, when I'm not interested in going over there and should I say owning business and stuff like that. I would like to own like a nice cafe, you know, a bookshop, you know, Planet Garden, somewhere where people can meet together, you know, like, you know, stuff. That's one of the things I would like to probably live upstairs, you know, come downstairs in my business. That's what, but I'm not interested in far as like creating business and stuff. I can do things through my internet, but I've worked you know, since I was 18 years old. I'm 57 now. Right. So I don't want to get out there and do that. It takes very hard work and years to build business. I plan on living off my investments, you know, and other things I have created. But you know, once again, I don't know what you're taking, but bring with toxic capitalism, because whether you're over there or rather you're here, you know, you need money, you need income. I mean, I'm quite sure if I show up in Nairobi, or if I show up in Lagos, I show up in Freetown, and they say, "My brother, it's good to see you. Great. You know that. Oh, by the way, that hotel room you have, we need a deposit, man. Brother, you know, I'm from America. I'm coming back to the motherland. Welcome me. Well, yes, of course we welcome you. There's going to be a couple of denaries to do this. See, I understand. I understand that. You know, I understand people need to get paid for their goods and service, and I understand you either have the money or you don't. So I certainly want to go over there and be self-sufficient. But my thing is just to experience that. Will I give up my U.S. passport? It depends. I mean, how well I'm fitting in there. You know, I may pull a Tina Turner too, you know, just renounce the thing, but depend on how well I'm fitting in there. But right now I just seek peace, and I seek a good quality of life for myself first, and for those who I'm involved with. If that's what we want on that level, then great. If not, I can't let that stop me from finding what I must find. Mr. Sir Will, talk to me.
Sir Will, you got to meet yourself.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to be real quick. Basically, I came in because you were talking about health insurance. So basically, basically in Africa, it's all about money, right? So there are some great great health insurance companies and some great hospitals, especially if you have the money for it, you know. So there are some private hospitals that you can go to. I remember one time I was sick and I had United Healthcare, right? And my United Healthcare actually worked over there, but it was actually in a private hospital, like I would say probably one of the top-notch hospital in Abidjan at the time. So I'm pretty sure Lagos is probably the same way Accra. So if you want to live, if you are much older and then you have issues with health and stuff, I say there are some great insurance companies. Just get the top-notch one. Don't be cheap when it comes to that, and look for the hospital, for the top-notch hospital, the private hospitals. Those are the top-notch ones. Like I'm sure all the big African capitals have one. So that's what I would say. Just stay closer to the big city. Yeah, that's all I wanted to add. So it is possible. It is possible.
Oh, perfect. Fitzgerald, what we'll do, Fitzgerald, we'll go ahead and, in fact, let's do this. Mr. Darko, anything else you'd like to share in closing?
Oh, no. All I wanted to say is for the most part, I mean, the one thing that that Mr. Samuel's death has shown us and the aftermath is that for the most part, when it comes to men, the women are on code. You know what I mean? For them, they see themselves as their own separate group, you know what I'm saying? And then damn us.
Yes.
So we got to do the same. And then all the men, we got to get on code. It's got to be man first, above women, children, daughters, everybody. We build for ourselves first, and then everybody else comes behind. Because right now, they trust me, when they go to the government, when they go everywhere else, they don't come as black people. They come as black women, and then as everybody else. So we got to learn to start doing the same. To start helping these young brothers out. The teenagers from the 15-year-olds and up. You know what I'm saying? Help them get that game so that by the time they're 18, they already know what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? So they can go out there and be powerful, mentor these young kids, and just basically stop with the beefs. You know what I mean? There's so many women out there. We don't have to fight each other to chase after women. You know what I'm saying? There's so many women out there in the world. We got to build money, wealth, and power. You know what I'm saying? That's what the black man needs. Once we have that, the world is ours. And that's all I got to say. So good night, gentlemen, and until next time.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. All right, go ahead, Mr. Fitzgerald. Floor is
No,
yours.
I mean, Mr. Darku said it all. I mean, I don't need to come back behind a good close like that. I just thank you for his opinion. Dynast, thank you for once again hosting this platform. I hope it, as I know black media is needed more than ever. I know it's needed more than ever, and because who's best to tell our story, besides us, and who's going to tell our stories but us? We know we're not going to get pretty good sound bites on the major news network. Of course, if we out there jumping on cars and and police are shooting us down and all that stuff, we'll get that type of press. But I'm talking about something that can really make a difference. And I believe you have to focus on the individual first. You have to build the individual first, and then that person that builds other individual. Grinch, you got a group. You say, well, you build a group first. What if the group don't want to come with you? That's one of the major things we're talking about with this show. What if you have such decisiveness? You can't bring everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to whisper to you. You can't bring everyone with you. Some people are not going to want the success that you do. Some people are going to like being where they are, the Pookie and the Ray Rays, the hood chicks, the hood thing. They like that. The toxic, they understand that. And so your skin color is not what unites you. It's your ideals. It's your character. It's moving towards a common cause for the betterment of your group. And some people don't want the group to be better. Now, are you there? Are you simply going to sit up there and try to convince them? Or are you going to go out there and find that harmony for you and your family and and your life where you can live a good quality of life for yourself, even if it's not here? The world is a big, big place. The world is a big, big place, and there are many things to see and many things to experience and stuff like that. And so I implore you to get yourself in a position where you can travel, get your passport, punch some stamps like that, and get another perspective. Talk to some people who are winning, who are doing some of the things that you want to do, and just learn from it. Hey, we appreciate you guys very much, Prince. If I may be excused, man, I definitely thank you.
Shout out your channel so people go and subscribe.
Oh, the name of my channel is Find Ways to Win. Find Ways, the number 2 win, Fitzgerald Stevens. My show is designed to be inspirational, inspirational, I should say, goal setting, putting in the work, getting out your own way, helping you reach where you need to, where you're trying to get to, and trying to be, just to build a better you, because I believe in building the person first, and the person will build a movement. I truly do. You guys, should you guys like to subscribe? Hey, I welcome you and everything, and we appreciate it. And Dynast, once again, it's good to see my friend back, man. I know you be calling home Africa, buddy, but when you over there, I really miss you. Because I guess I haven't done that or went on that side. I don't know what I'm missing, man. I told you for some time now, I live Africa through your eyes. And that's a poor substitute. Ultimately I'm gonna have to put boots on the ground and see what I need to see.
Yes, sir. All right, cool. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Peace.